Chapter 1. You in the Rider's Seat. Being on the road can be challenging for riders and drivers, but the riders sometimes face extra challenges, like poor road conditions. This chapter introduces you to motorcycling and provides 3 solutions to these challenges: keeping focused on the task of riding, making good decisions, and looking out for the safety of others. You can use these solutions when making choices about how you as a rider can keep yourself and others safe. Sidebar in this chapter: first bullet point, the challenges; second, the cost; third, the solutions: be fit to ride, make good decisions, and take responsibility. Last, preparing to ride. The challenges. Motorcycle riding is fun and exciting, but it can also be challenging. You can reduce the risks of a crash by becoming a competent rider and making good choices. Vulnerability to injury. More than half of all motorcycle crashes result in injury or death. Unlike in a car, on a motorcycle, you're not surrounded by steel and you don't have bumpers to protect you. You also don't have seatbelts or other car safety features to help prevent injury in a crash. You have to depend on good riding skills and good judgment to keep you safe. Exposure. Being a rider means being outdoors. This may mean that your main reason for riding. This may be your main reason for riding, but it can also be uncomfortable. Riding in the rain, wind, and extreme temperatures can reduce your alertness and reaction time. Chapter 2, You and the Motorcycle, suggests ways to protect yourself from the elements when you ride. Visibility. The compact size and shape of motorcycles can make them invisible to other road users. Even a small car can hide a motorcycle from view. Road glare can make a bike seem to disappear. Rain, mist, and fog make motorcycles hard to see. Dusk and nighttime are especially dangerous for riders because visibility is already limited. Throughout this guide, you'll learn many techniques for making you and your bike more visible. Vulnerability to road conditions. Some road surfaces like gravel, sand, and mud can make a motorcycle lose traction. Unexpected ruts and grooves can also be hazards. Rain and cold temperatures make road surfaces slippery. Crossing railway tracks requires a special technique. Read Chapter 9, Challenging Riding Conditions, to learn techniques for handling poor road conditions. Sidebar, crash fact. In May and June, there are approximately 4 riders who are injured in BC every day. In July and August, that number goes up to 6 riders injured every day. On average, 35 motorcyclists are killed each year on BC roads. Balance and coordination. A motorcycle rider has to balance the bike while operating a set of controls, watching for hazards, and dealing with traffic. As if this isn't enough, the rider also has to cope with different road conditions. Chapter 6, See, Think, Do, talks about a riding strategy that will help you handle all of these factors. Personal factors. Riding safely takes self-confidence. Confidence comes from having excellent skills that you can depend upon. Safe riding also depends on being alert and focusing on the task of riding. It means never being impaired while riding. Read Chapter 8, Personal Strategies, for ways to handle personal pressures. The cost. Riders are more at risk of being injured in a crash than drivers of passenger vehicles. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, motorcycle riders are 16 times more likely than motorists to die in traffic crashes. Sidebar. Think about what a crash could mean to you. How much would it cost to fix your bike? What if you were injured? How would that affect your family, your job? What if your passenger was injured or even killed. What about the other people involved in the crash? The solutions. Riding a motorcycle is not for everyone, and staying safe on your bike depends on the choices you make. Will you choose the thrill of speed even when it's dangerous? Will you always ride to choose with a proper helmet and riding gear? Will you choose a motorcycle that's suitable for you? Will you ever put your passengers at risk? A thinking rider always puts safety first. Smart riding skills are about making choices that keep you and others safe. The choices you make determine the kind of rider that you'll be. A smart rider chooses to be fit to ride, make good decisions, and take responsibility. Be fit to ride. Thinking like a rider, part 1. You've got a busy morning, beginning at 9 a.m., dental appointment, then coffee with a friend. Just as you're heading out the door, your roommate starts an argument. According to him, you're not doing your share of the chores. While riding to your appointment, you think of all of the things that you should have said to your roommate. You're having trouble paying attention to the road. What choice would you make? On the left, focus on your riding. On the right, focus on your argument. Alertness and concentration. When you're riding, you need to be alert and give full concentration to the task. Fatigue or illness can make you less alert. Being cold and wet can be distracting. Drugs and alcohol, and even prescription and some over-the-counter medications can affect your focus and balance. Strong emotions like anger or distress can make you lose concentration. All it takes to cause a crash is a few seconds when you're not paying attention. Chapter 8, Personal Strategies, outlines ways you can stay alert. Sidebar, crash fact. Top contributing factors for at-fault vehicles in motorcycle crashes. For drivers, distracted driving, speed and failing to yield the right-of-way. For riders, distraction, speed, and impaired driving. Physical condition. Riding is physically demanding. Here are some things to consider before you learn to ride. Coordination. You'll need good coordination to keep a bike upright and balanced while operating several controls at the same time. This is easier for some people than others. What's your coordination? Strength and endurance. Riding a motorcycle is demanding. It takes strength to push a bike. You need endurance to take the strain that riding puts on your arms and upper body. You may ride in difficult weather conditions. Are you ready to learn the techniques that will help you meet the physical demands of riding? Eyesight. Your eyes will take in about 80% of the information in the riding scene. You need to have sharp eyesight and good peripheral vision. Should you have your vision checked by a specialist to see if you need to wear glasses or contact lenses? Health. Some health problems, such as a back injury or heart condition, may prevent you from riding or make riding dangerous for you. Seasonal allergies may also affect your ability to ride safely. Are you healthy enough to ride? Should you check with your doctor? Make good decisions. You'll need to make quick and accurate decisions when you ride. Will you be tempted to run a yellow light because you're in a hurry? Will you take a chance and ride after you've been drinking? Being a safe rider requires learning, planning, predicting, and thinking for yourself. Keep learning. Thinking like a rider, part 2. As you ride along, you spot a playground sign. You know you have to slow down, but during what hours? The sign doesn't say. Quickly, you try to remember when the playground speed limits are in effect. Do you have to slow down at 8:45 a.m. or not? You can't remember. What choice should you have made? Playground zones, 30 km/h limit is effect every day from dawn to dusk. Signs are easy. I'll know what they mean when I see them. Will you, on the right, take the time to learn the rules of the road, or on the left, not worry about it? The first step in making good riding decisions is to devote time to learning as much as you can about riding. You can do this by having a learning plan. Number 1, study this guide. The guide will introduce you to basic information you need to know to become a safe rider. You'll be tested on this information when you take a motorcycle knowledge test. Number 2, get a learner's license. After you pass the motorcycle knowledge test, you'll be given a learner's license. Number 3, get help from experts. Once you have a learner's license, learn the basic riding skills. A good way to do this is to take a professional training course and work with a coach. Use Tuning Up for riders to guide you and your coach in your practicing. Until you're confident in your basic riding skills, such as braking, turning, and changing gears, stay in an off-street practice site. Sidebar, smart riding tip. You must be accompanied by a qualified supervisor before you pass the motorcycle skills test. See Chapter 11, your license, for more information on supervisors. Number 4, keep studying and practicing. Once you've passed the motorcycle skills test, practice riding on quiet streets. Be confident in low traffic areas before moving to busy urban traffic or high-speed highways. Number 5, get licensed. Pass the road tests to earn a Class 6 license. Number 6, assess yourself. Keep checking your skills and keep learning. How can you keep your riding skills sharp? Ask an experienced rider to watch you ride and suggest how you can improve your techniques. Take a refresher course. Professional training. Seriously consider taking a professional motorcycle training course. These are available for both beginning and experienced riders. Chapter 11, your license, includes more information on choosing a motorcycle rider training course. Plan your riding. Think like a rider, Part 3. You're definitely going to be late for your dental appointment now. Maybe if you go just a little over the speed limit, you'll be able to make the next light. What choice would you make? Take a chance in speed? Keep to the speed limit and plan your time better in the future. Smart riding tip. Smart planning means doing a thorough pre-trip check before you start the ride. See Chapter 3, Knowing Your Motorcycle, for more information on pre-trip check. Smart riding means planning ahead. Have you allowed enough time to get to your destination? Have you planned the shortest and safest route? What's the weather going to be like? Do you have the right gear? What other riding plans might you need to make? Okay, this is the bottom of page 10, and we're going to stop here. We'll continue with this chapter in Chapter 1, Part 2.